and welcome to another edition of Inspire. We are thrilled to have Mernie Empalmado with us from California. Hello, Mernie. Thanks for being here.
Hello, Beth.
And you are a very busy mom, three daughters, and many different home businesses, but yet you never had a direct sales business like SeneGence until you joined SeneGence in 2017. How did you find us?
Well, I found SeneGence from a girlfriend of mine who had already been in the business for about 9 months. And I was just watching her, seeing how she did because she had been jumping from direct sales to direct sales businesses here and there. And I wanted to make sure this was something that stuck. And then, it just happened upon one night I was at her house and she said, let's go ahead and I'm like, let me try this again. Even if I can't, I don't know if I can wear the product, but I'm going to try to wear it. Before I said yes, I calculated in my head at least three people I was going to talk to that evening on the drive home to make sure that, hey, I can get my back then $55 back for joining in. And I did. It was there.
And the
So
rest is history.
yes.
So you are most recently an area leader here in California. Congratulations there. And you're also an elite MUA and working on your SeneSkin Pro. How have those certifications helped you grow your business?
Wow. Well, of course, the number one thing it comes down to is courage. Going out there to do the ask them, hey, I am, going through the certification program and I do need help. So, it's helped me, build courage. And then second, it helped, of course, what we want it to do, help with our PV, right? And it also helped with building that relationship with the customer that I'm working with. Because when you're face to face with somebody one on one, there is no time for silence. There is time to get to know that person. And so that's helped me be able to develop more interpersonal skills and get my certifications. And when I put myself like to something, if I set a goal, I will achieve it one way someday. It'll be check marked off the box.
Love that. And so, how did you in the beginning find the people to ask to help you with the certifications?
Yeah, so I put it out there on social media. Of course, that's where we go to. Sometimes, like our first jump is to hop on a story or hop on a social media and write your thing, whatsoever. But I have found that really people want connection. And I've gone out there, I've gone face to face. I would text them, I'm sorry, but how I send out tons of emails, but I don't know how many get read. But it's that number one, them hearing your voice saying, hey, I want to do something with you. Let's have some time together. They need to hear you. They need to hear your tone. They can't see your body language if it's like not a video or whatever, if you're not in person. But just doing the ask, I mean, seriously, that is how it helped me. And if I may talk about my elite and how that went down, um, I chose to do my elite um, right after I received my regular MUA in 2019, and then the pandemic rolled around. So I was pretty much halfway through what I needed to do for the elite, and then everyone said you can't leave your house. So luckily, SeneGence has allowed us to be able to continue that online virtual teaching method. And let me tell you, teaching somebody makeup online is harder than teaching them face to face because you've got a green dot you have to look at, you've got product, they've got a product, and they have to see it and how to use it. And you don't know how much they're squirting behind the scene. You're like, lift it up, come to the camera, let me see how much shadow sense you're using or whatsoever. And really teaching them and guiding them. So it actually opened up the door for me to become a slower and better trainer, I guess, you know? So that's how I jumped into that. And then now I'm working on my SeneSkin Pro. And I have to say, this is my second or third time doing it because I get into the play of forgetting to do all the parts of the certification that is required for the approval. Like, for instance, the picture. Oh my goodness, I didn't take the photo. this or that. And I just have to remember that when I'm like at a vendor event, which I do quite often, that I have my stack of SeneSkin Pro papers there. I've got my samples with me and I've got my camera ready. And I'm starting to get, product on people's hands and being able to help them analyze, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know what skin type they have.
No, that's
So
great. And so you mentioned vendor events. If somebody was watching and they're interested in growing their business and maybe doing this as well, doing their certification and meeting people this way, how do you go about finding events in your area?
Okay, so I would say trickle back to when I started doing them. In one of my other businesses, I used to be a wedding and event planner. And so I would do the bridal shows and do all this type of things. But basically, if you're just starting off, never done one before, um, go online. I go on to Facebook. I hit up women's groups. I'm part of certain charities, my church. Just creating that network by looking it up and then asking, once you go to your very first event, making friends with the vendors that are there so that you create kind of this vendor network where you travel together at each vendor show, and they can refer, like, oh wait, they don't have a SeneGence person there or a LipSense person there. You end up becoming part of that traveling vendor crew. One thing I want to definitely highlight is that when you do find the vendor events through a Facebook group or from a friend, when you're applying, it's very important that you list that you are SeneGence, LipSense, because the worst thing that can happen is having two of us there at the same time, because the vendor person is just like a random person just running this event for, say, a volunteer opportunity for their organization. And you get there and you're like kind of like, okay, so how are we going to do this? So it's always best to, look online, word of mouth. It's just the same with your business. It's like, how are you going to get customers? It's the same where you're going to get a vendor show, is by asking and reviewing online and going on the web.
And
Yep.
when you're at your vendor event, you mentioned that you are doing the skin analysis. What products do you use for, some people call it the handshell, where you're doing that facial on the hand. What products do you use when you're at the vendor event?
So it's funny because it kind of varies between person to person. As when I'm talking to them, I ask them what their skincare routine is, and actually just kind of seeing how their face is. I know that's kind of weird to say, but if they look really ashy and really dry, I want to hit them up with the detoxifying oxygen facial mask and the facial resurfacer to let them know how smooth and great you can get all that yuckiness off. I'll also have the 3-pack sample so you can get in the back office, have them on the side, or even my big bottles of full size cleanser, moisturizer, evening moisturizer, and even Nangai, and I will put it on their hand. And I'll always make sure that I have some type of spray bottle, some tissue to wipe it off so they could see the comparison. So isn't as much as you're doing it face to face, it's the same that you would do for a regular demo when you have a little hostess party going on too. So I bring those, and then I have to make sure that they hold the product in their hand and take the picture. I'll take a picture of the product here. One thing I did not do the last time was I only took one photo, and for the SeneSkin Pro, we need 2 photos. So I'm like, great, but at least I got the product on her hand. It's in her mind. I may not be able to use it, but it might open the door for her to be using our products and ordering them from me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you have somebody watching right now and they're new, we have thousands of new distributors join us over the past couple of months. What is one of your best words of advice for somebody that's maybe feeling a little bit stuck or a little bit unsure? What would you tell them?
You guys, this business is what you make it for yourself. Basically, we have so many resources that if they have a specific question, if they go to their sponsor and their sponsor's not responding, or someone, make friends with new distributors, go to global distributor group, go on there. There's guides to guide you through it. But the basic part is the belief in yourself, because you said yes. You said yes to what we call an opportunity. We said yes to a door that can open up to so many different things. It's, your monetary, You need to fill that financial bucket that you need to do. You want to fill that because you want to make friends. You want to be around other women. And then you realize through this huge network of all these new distributors or distributors in the industry, which ones you can meld with and do meld with. And then you get that whole like fun, they call it the sisterhood, where when we have our quarterly events or monthly trainings like we do here in California at the home office hosted by Amy, we look forward to seeing one another because it's that girl time that comes with it. So always just believe in yourself, have the courage, and find that person that can really, we used to call it a running buddy.
Mhm.
I just call it your buddy because your buddy will run with you, they will walk with you. They will hold your hand when you're not even walking or running, and they'll stick with you because they believe that, you know, we have a good opportunity here and we just have to 100% take advantage of it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And, we have a great event coming up. We have in Dallas in January, less than 2 months now. And we're so happy you're going to be one of our guest trainers, Mernie. So that's our Princess in Training. And we would love to see you there. So, a lot of times people join and they don't realize the work involved and what they need to do to actually be successful. They're just like, oh, I just need to talk to my friends and share a link. And there's a little bit more to that, right? And so the education that you can get at our training events, whether it's a local event by an area leader near you or one of our bigger events like Pit in Dallas this January, you can still register for that. And of course, we have our 25th year anniversary coming up, and that will be seminar in April. We cannot wait to see everyone there as well. So maybe take a look at that and invest in yourself and in the education that comes along with that, plus all the fun that we have at those events, right, Mernie?
How do I register for Pitt? Where do I go? What do I do?
You need to hop into it's in every single Sentiments every single week. There is a link for our events, so you can register there, and we send out emails individually as well, just on the events themselves. So be sure to take a look there. And Mernie, thank you so much for joining us today and for being an inspiration. And we look forward to seeing you up on that Princess in Training stage. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me here. You guys, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. This is my out. Bye.
Thank you.